Since the Israel-Hamas war started, over 5,000 people on both sides have lost their lives, and there's no chance for a ceasefire, at least not anytime soon. Diplomatic efforts have also failed to bring warring factions on the same table, while both sides continue to exchange fire. So the first question that arises is, what happens next? Indian Prime Minister spoke to Palestinian leader while expressing condolences for the loss of civilian lives in Gaza. The Indian leader also pledged humanitarian assistance to Gaza. The high-stake visit by U.S. President Joe Biden has been followed by U.K. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's visit, where the leader pledged more support to the war-struck country.
You describe this as Israel's darkest hour. Well, then it's for me to say I'm proud to stand here with you in Israel's darkest hour. As your friend, we will stand with you in solidarity, we will stand with your people, and we also want you to win.
Thank you.
There are several unanswered questions in this war. For starters, how will the hostage crisis unfold for Israel? Hamas continues to hold over 200 hostages at different locations in Gaza. This includes Israelis and other foreign nationals like Americans, Brits, Germans, and Nepalese. Hamas had earlier said that over 13 hostages had been killed in Israeli strikes. Israel says bringing back hostages safely is their top priority. There is also pressure from Western nations to resolve the hostage crisis as soon as possible. Question number 2, how will Israel's decision allow humanitarian aid into Gaza work out? Egypt says roads are being repaired near Rafah crossing so aid trucks which have been stranded at the border could reach Gaza. Rafah crossing is the only checkpoint that is not controlled by Israel. The question of aid is linked to the release of hostages. Israel says that it would only open other checkpoints when Hamas releases hostages. The UN says 100 trucks per day were needed to meet the needs in Gaza, but for the time being, 20 trucks have been allowed. Question number 3, will Israel invade Gaza as it continues to amass troops and tanks near the border? Over 360,000 reservists have been called up. Israeli airstrikes hit northern Gaza and parts of southern Gaza as well today. Now, the civilian toll in Gaza is rising. There is also increased pressure on Israel. The threat of a full-blown invasion still hangs in the balance. Question number 4, will the conflict spill over to another war front? And will it be opened with Iran? Tehran has warned of far-reaching consequences if Israel invades Gaza. There is also fear of Lebanon's Iran-backed Hezbollah entering the conflict. Israeli army says that it recorded a number of missile launches from Lebanon in the past 12 hours. Israel has evacuated towns near its northern border with Lebanon and says that it would respond to Iran in the same language. Question number 5, how is the ongoing war affecting regional actors as Israel continues to pound the Gaza Strip? The increasing plight has caused a stir in West Asia. Arab countries have almost universally blamed Israel for the hospital strike. They include Egypt, Jordan, and the United Arab Emirates among the region's few nations that have diplomatic ties with Israel. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation, a 57-member bloc of Muslim-majority countries, denounced Israel's backers for granting the country impunity in its war. Anti-Israeli demonstrations erupted in countries like Lebanon, Jordan, Libya, Yemen, Tunisia, Turkey, Morocco, Iran following the Gaza hospital blast. Both the sides have traded blame for the attack. There is no conclusive evidence on who carried out the attack yet, but Israel has provided material evidence. And for more on this, our correspondent Jody Cohen, who has been tracking the story on the ground, has sent us this report from Renana. Take a look.
In the latest, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is visiting Israel. He gave statements together with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu called this Israel's darkest hour, and he said it was the world's darkest hour and suggested that the world needs to stand together. Netanyahu said that Israel values the support of the British government and said it needs their continuous support. Sunak affirmed Israel's right to defend itself, commented on the unity he has seen in the country, and says that the world needs Israel's support to fight against this modern-day barbary. He also said that he supports Israel's decision to allow aid to reach Gazan civilians and added that he's proud to stand with Israel and, quote, wants Israel to win. This is Jodie Cohen for WION World is One.